Okay, so. Alright, so we're going to be watching Skull and Bones closed beta impressions after 6 hours by IGN. Yeah, I recently played the closed beta when it came out. I was able to sign up and register like a couple of days before, and I was picked for the closed beta. Uh, I'm not doing an intro this time because my fucking tongue hurts. I bit my tongue in my sleep like very hard, and I think I made it bleed. Like it's on the side of my tongue too, so like I was like laying on my side and I like bit down on my tongue and I think I made it bleed. So yeah, that's fun. I'm just, to be honest, like yeah, I bit my tongue and shit. So if I sound weird while speaking, yeah, that's that. And also I'm tired as shit because I did wake up. Yeah, I didn't get enough sleep compared like from last night and shit because I stayed up late. And yeah, I will say I did play the Skull and Bones beta and it was actually pretty good. So let's watch this dude's impression.
When I first got my hands on Skull and Bones during its last closed beta in August, I was stunned that this legendarily elusive game actually existed.
Hold up, I need to roll it back a bit.
This legendary closed beta got my hands on Skull and Bones during its last closed beta in August, I was stunned that this legendarily elusive game actually existed.
Okay, bro. I don't want to call it out, but I might as well do it. You somehow say I have not seen Skull and Bones since until the closed beta came out. So I know YouTube is very shit with its algorithm, and its recommendations and shit. But I refuse to believe that someone from IGN has never fucking heard of Skull and Bones in 2023 when this game was being developed. Like the release trailers and shit came out during 2017. My god, it's been that fucking long that you being like, oh, I didn't know this game existed until now. It's like, okay, there's like a little percentage of that, I believe, but you work at fucking IGN, bro. You have colleagues who would have known about this shit since the fucking first trailer in 2017. So there's probably no fucking way that you actually have not heard of this game. I mean, sure, people who don't get around shit and just don't watch trailers and that, sure. But, bro, it's literally IGN. You fucking work at IGN, a game company. Like, basically, I don't even know what the fuck IGN actually does. I mostly know that they review games and shit. That's about it. But I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, I just refuse to believe that.
Now, with the release date in February of next year fast approaching, it would seem any doubt that the seafaring adventure won't see the light of day is fading.
Well, we don't know that for sure. I mean, Ubisoft has delayed this game for fucking years on end right now. So let's hope. Let's actually hope that Skull and Bones does get a proper release, because I'm pretty sure if Ubisoft pulls it back and delays it again, I'm pretty sure, like 100% fucking sure, every single fan of this game is going to go, you know what? Just don't fucking make this game at all then. You either publish the game, fix this bullshit, because you can do that with games. I mean, look at Halo Infinite. Released terribly, yet over the course of a couple of years, it's grown in popularity and plays and shit. Like, the content it's built is actually gone from bad to good. A lot of people love Halo Infinite's new content and shit. I haven't played Halo in quite a while. I mean, I love Skull and Bones. Like, I'm happy to, like, if this game comes out, I'm buying it day one and just playing the fuck out of it, because I played 6 hours of the beta and I already missed the game. Like, it was that fun for me. I will note that just because it's like a pirate game or whatever, that you think, oh, you just probably have a bias for it. No, I was just in love with the concept of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but full-fledged pirate game. Like, I love that concept. It is just the most amazing fucking thing. I do wish we got that. What we have might be a shell of itself, but it's like, it's in a good way though. Like, there's still the feeling there of being a pirate and shit. When I was playing around in Sea of Thieves, fuck, I'm so tired. When I was playing around in Skull and Bones, I actually enjoyed myself. Like, I fucking hated what they did with the game. I absolutely hate it. I'm like, you know what? If they ever release this game, I'm never fucking playing it. Like, dead on. I'm not fucking playing this dog shit looking game. They fucked it up so many times. People did not want what the fuck they wanted, like, or what Ubisoft made for them. So this game is basically dead. But as soon as I signed up for the closed beta and I played the game, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to fucking play the shit out of this game. This game is actually fun. I still miss it. You know, hopefully they do add like more stuff, because there was only like there was only maybe like 8, 9 ships so far. You had many of the smaller ships and a couple of the medium-sized ships. There wasn't a large like Man of Wars or anything. So yeah, and I do hope that, you know, Ubisoft adds more ships, because, you know, who the fuck doesn't want to get like the bigger ship in that? I mean, a lot of people want big ships. Like, you guys probably be like, oh, I'm gonna get a Man of War and shit. Me? I just want like a double decker galleon, you know, just like 2 decks of side cannons and shit. Just so, like, I'm not even just gonna use that just for fights. Like, if anyone comes to fight me, sure, I'll fucking go at them with everything I have and shit. But I just want that because A, it looks cool, and B, like, I'm mostly just grinding out for stuff and doing missions, because that's how you gain your infamy, by the way. Is that you do missions and that, and it gives you XP, which is infamy basically. Best thing to do that too, by the way, like, I guarantee you that just killing 100 ships, sure, like in the first few early stages of infamy, you might get a lot of XP, but during the later stages, like how far I got, which was near like Buccaneer, where I was getting up to the medium ships, your XP, like, you need to do missions constantly for that shit. Yeah, it is fun though, I will admit.
Now I just want to know if it's going to be good. And after another 6 hours in the most recent closed beta this past weekend, I find myself more hopeful than ever that this plundering simulator might actually capture the attention of me and my friends. Though the most recent beta included some odd and unexpected changes to the story, my friends and I dove deep into the waters of this ship-based adventures RPG mechanics.
I don't get what's odd about the story when they advertised in the trailers, like, oh, you go talk to this guy and he helps you with your infamy and shit, which is, yeah, it's true. It's like, if you're talking about the dog shit version they had before this, then you should fucking know that of course they're going to change shit and add more better stuff to it. Like, the whole story is that, like, the story so far that I've gotten to is that you go to this guy and he gives you missions and shit, like main quest missions. Other people are like side quests. This dude is like main mission stuff, and that's mainly what I know. I mean, I did fucking pillage like a settlement and shit when I was. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever, like, you don't really hop off the ship. I mean, you get off the ship at some islands. Yeah, that's still a thing, where it's mainly naval combat and sailing, which I don't mind. You know, I enjoy looking at my ship when it's sailing. You guys might actually enjoy this, but they have photo mode, like live photo mode too. So get as many fucking good screenshots as you fucking want, because there is live photo mode and it is good fucking shit. I didn't get many pictures on my ship because I was focused on playing the game and that. Plus, I was playing on controller too, so it's pretty fun. But yeah, the main thing is, of course, they're going to add different shit because the version before this looks like crap. Like, it actually looks like crap. Sure, this might be a crap version too, you know. You probably still want the 2018 version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Yeah, I want that too, but hey, I'm happy of what Ubisoft has delivered. I saw the content, and I was like, you know what? This might be shit, but it's fun. It's fun. It's bad in a fun way, and I will die with that.
and came away pleasantly surprised.
Also, if you are wondering, some of the ships look weird. Yes, some of the ships do look weird. Like this. It doesn't really look like an actual ship. I don't know if there are any ships like that in reality that looked like that. There probably were, but I'm more used to like galleons and shit because I grew up with stuff like Pirates of the Caribbean, so I'm not, very indulged on different ship sizes. I mean, I understand what the fucking Man of War is, a fucking triple deck ship with like 50 cannons on, like 100 cannons in total, 50 on each side and shit. I'm understanding of that. I'm more used to the bigger ships, not the smaller sloop stuff. Because I grew up with Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I was born in the fucking best era. Like, they're not really the best era, but yeah, when I was little, Pirates of the Caribbean came out. Like, I was born in 2000, and when I was 3 years old, the first movie ever came out, and I still have a fucking mug. I have a mug on my shelf of the Pirates of the Caribbean skull. Well, like, I don't know if anyone else might get triggered, like, oh, it's the Pirates of the Caribbean. It's like, well, I call it Pirates of the Caribbean, which is how it's mainly advertised everywhere. But yeah, I have a skull of it. There are chips in that on it, like parts have been chipped off. It's still mainly, it's like 90% good, like 90%, 99% good condition. I've had that since 2003, so 20 years now. It's awesome, and I will cherish that for the rest of my life. Only merch I have of the first movie. So yeah. Moving on.
First,
Oh yeah, that ship. That ship right there. I did look at like different ships and that. That is a brigantine. So you could probably understand, like, that is basically the jackdaw from Black Flag, but in Skull and Bones, that's called the brigantine, which I shit you not is like, I think that is a medium ship, I think. Or it might be it's either like part of the sloop class or it's a medium-sized ship. It still is small compared to other ships though, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, I never got up to that ship because like, to be honest, like, you would have to have like a fast ship to get to places because sailing around the places, it kind of gets tedious after a while if you have like a slow ship, because it's like you can boost, but the boost is like limited, and it kind of sucks. But I never got up to this ship, so however the fuck they did, I'm not sure.
First off, if you haven't seen our preview from a few months ago, you should go and check that out, because the vast majority of my praise and cautious optimism still applies. Having a chance to develop my sea legs a few months ago,
The fucking lemur. I actually got the lemur. Those things are cool. Okay. The coolest thing is that I think a lot of people, when the other gameplay trailer came out, a lot of people thought it was going to be in first person. The best mechanic is that you can sail either third person or first person. Naval combat is in, like, it's not first person, but it is like your camera will, okay, so to give you an idea, your camera, when you're in first person, and if you go to naval combat, your camera will go off your character and move around your ship like this. Like, it will just move around. instead of just being, oh, you're looking this way with your character, so you're fucking trying to figure out where the fuck your cannons are aiming. No, your camera will just move around the ship in naval combat. That's why I think the naval combat is actually pretty fucking good. Uh, that's pretty much all I have to say about, like, actually, there might be more about the naval combat. People might think I'm being like blasphemous here, but I think the naval combat is better than Black Flag. A lot of people compare it to Black Flag and shit, but I think the naval combat in this is 10 times better.
Ago, me and two of my fellow scallywags spent a good chunk of the weekend tinkering with our boats and exploring as much of the map as we could before running into horrifyingly overpowered enemy crafts that turned us into driftwood in 1 second flat.
Yeah, there are enemies out there, that especially like these small ships. They have these like fucking full-on bullshit cannons at the front, and if they so much as hit you, your little bar of health over here will go from being here to just dropping around like 3% in health. Like, it is so bullshit that I'm pretty sure like it's criminal at that point. I don't think there is any levels. Like, there's no like, oh, level 4 over here or some shit like that. Like, there are levels to the ships, but on the map there is no level area. So, you know, I mean, that ship is what I don't even know what fucking it. But yeah,
upgrading and customizing your very own piracy vessel remains one of the coolest things Skull and Bones offers, and that's especially true after the first few hours, once I acquired the means to craft class-based ships with specific strengths and weaknesses to suit my playstyle.
Yeah, I do like that, is that the customization actually has a meaning to it, instead of just like now, like games today where it's like, oh, customization is basically just pure cosmetics and to make you look unique and cool and shit, you know. Halo Infinite. But but the ships, the cosmetics in this game actually do have a purpose. It's instead of just being like, besides looking cool and shit, they actually do function with like elemental damages and shit. You know, like, you put furniture on your ship, it can do stuff like increase your crew's stamina for like stamina boosting and shit, you know, reload time, etc. It's pretty fucking cool. I wish games did that more. Instead of just cosmetics being like, customization being purely cosmetic, it actually like messed around with statistics and like resource values and other shit like that. Like, it's such a cool concept to even think of. Like, that's the one, like, a fucking W on Ubisoft's part, I think. I would do, yeah, as I said, I do wish games did this more instead of just being purely cosmetic and doing nothing but to make you look cool. Do wish Halo Infinite, like, Halo Infinite is just, oh, you know, armor does its own thing, and customization is basically just purely cosmetic, which is fine. It's fine, but I do wish that, I know this is about Halo Infinite, but I do wish 343 was like able to give us our own customization cosmetic, with like, oh, you have to get like certain amount of coins, or you have to beat a certain amount of matches or some shit to change your fucking armor colors and shit, which, you know, that would benefit better for players. And it fucking sucks because they're not giving us what actually will work. But anyway, back to Skull and Bones. I got these, by the way. I got the like sharp armor bits. The armor in Skull and Bones actually does look better than just blocky pieces of shit on the outside of ships. Like, they're actually like on the ship. I unlocked like 2 different things of armor for the bow of the ship, like the front part here, and it actually did like difference, like, it's more resistance against explosive damage, or, you know, against fire and shit, you know, that type of shit, and it actually fit well on the ship instead of just being this block of crap. So yeah.
For my part, I like to prioritize DPS and enjoy getting in close and smashing the enemy craft to pieces, so I built the Rammer, a ship that's great for doing as much damage as possible. Meanwhile, the other members of my party...
Okay, the Hulk. Okay, I call it the Hulk ship because, I mean, it's not actually the Hulk from Marvel, but, you know, it's just class Hulk, which I think that's, like, the only, like, the Hulk class in that game. I do use this for gathering resources and shit because this actually, the Defender one, I can't really see it, but this ship, oh, it's Defender class. You can name your own ships, by the way, which is awesome. It's a tank class, and it does like a lot of fucking stuff, like, you know, reduces brace strength because bracing is like, it has stamina value and shit, so you gotta brace like uh when you have like full stamina, or, you know, whatever, fuck, I word that stupidly. Bracing is a stamina thing, so you can't just hold it up forever, otherwise your crew will run out of stamina and shit, and you gotta wait for it to recharge. I think that, yeah, that's better. But I do use this ship a lot more because of the carrying capacity, which is around 49,000 or something. It's got a lot of fucking cargo space, to be honest, and I was just carrying a lot of shit on this one ship. That I put it to my warehouse, and I went out and crafted other ships and that. So yeah. Plus, I was able to get like good cannons that do good like DPS, or damage per second. And since this thing is a tank and specializes in, you know, health and shit, it was a good match, to be honest. I mostly used it for cargo though, so. A fun fact, my first time playing, I thought a lot of people were going to be high level already and just dome the shit out of you with their fucking ships and that. But no, when I got on with everyone else, like a lot of fucking people, I think it was probably around 80 people or something, or whatnot, probably maybe less. But when I got on, I only saw maybe once, like someone else was, like, a player was attacking another player. Wasn't me or anything. I didn't do that. I mostly stuck to myself. But it was like one time I saw a player attacking another player. I don't know why, but they were just doing it. But like the 6 hours I played, no one was fucking with anyone else. And I thought, you know what? This is pretty chill. I do like this. It could be because I'm in Australia and, you know, we have it like, not really a lot of people were just like, oh, we just got our first ship and let's go fucking blow people out of the water. I don't think a lot of people were going to do that anyway, so.
Party built a tanky ship called the Defender and a support-focused ship called the Sentinel.
Okay, so it is called the Defender and shit. I thought it was just a thing.
So that when we fought as a crew, we had the perfect diversity of specializations we needed to absolutely crush any poor landlubbers who dared set sail in our seas.
Oh yes, if you're wondering, the red spots on ships, those are weak spots. And they do a significant amount of damage. My setup for my ship, which I was using the Defender because, like, over here, this shows where your cannon placement is. So you can have the front, the sides, and the back, which was what I had for my Defender. You know, in case, like, I get turned around and I had to, like, turn my whole ship, and I just immediately looked back and fired my cannons from the back, so I didn't get flanked. But yeah, the red spots are weak spots. They do a lot of fucking damage to the enemy ships if you can hit them. My setup is sniper cannons at the front, regular cannons at the sides. Like the first cannons you ever craft, which is for a main mission, you have to craft cannons. I use those on the sides because you can just basically rapid fire. It's not like fucking, like, if you hold in the like if you're holding your primary fire button, which for me I was playing on controller, so it's RT. You won't just fire everything at once. What it will do is it would rapid fire, so just boom, 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 boom. You know, like just like that. Not just fire everything at once, so then you have to reload and shit. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's rapid fire, and it was pretty cool. You can either do single shot or rapid fire, and I enjoyed that. That's why I think the naval combat is pretty awesome. Weak spots on ships, even more awesome. I'm not sure if your ship has weak spots. It might, but I've never fought any other players, so I would actually not know.
Combining these different ship types with various kinds of weapons like long-ranged sniper cannons that do lots of damage versus others that blast large volleys of close-quarters fireballs, and attachments that adjust various resistance.
See, that's what I have. That's what I was talking about. This attachment on my ship. Yeah, see? This is what it is. It's like explosive, armor penetrating, fire, tearing through sails, and I'm not sure what that one is. Maybe the mast or something. I could have used my mouse to hover over them, but yeah, that's what these do, the attachments.
And armor scores made Skull and Bones feel like a true naval RPG, and it felt like my crew had only just begun scratching the surface of what's possible with dozens upon dozens of more powerful options locked out for vessels of our level. After the previous beta, I praised Skull and Bones for having a story that was surprisingly more fleshed out than I was expecting, and while that still held true in this second beta, there were also some really bizarre changes to the narrative I don't fully understand.
It is too late for me, but maybe you will walk on the free shores of Sandan.
For example, in the early moments of the previous beta, I found a dying pirate captain, Abel Rassler, who served as a jumping-off point for the rest of the story.
Come to loot my cabin, you filthy scrag!
But in this latest version, when I went to loot the same ship, the good captain had already expired, leaving me to quietly grab his stuff before leaving. I'm really not sure why this major story change happened. Maybe Ubisoft got feedback that there was too much talking in...
Pretty sure it's like I'm not sure myself about why they actually changed it, but I feel like, you know, in the story, actually no, I'm assuming. So you fight that dude in the story, right? You start off on a ship, and you're in like a battle with him. I lost that battle, but then it immediately went to the cutscene of the ships being wrecked and that. So I think it is like a oh, you have to lose to progress kind of thing. You know, there is no thing as like it's not programmed for you to win. Like I don't think that's the thing, because it's supposed to be you're on basically a small brigantine, like I said near the start of the video, and you're fighting that thing, which is basically a fucking man of war, and you're supposed to lose. Like that's the whole gimmick of the story. So I think like the dude over here, where you just walk into his cabin when he literally, this motherfucker literally has shit like debris sticking out of him, and he's just casually sitting there like, oh, you filthy scrag, you looting my shit. Whereas I think it was more impactful where this dude was just fucking dead, because you know that's what battle is. It's like, oh, this dude's dead. Okay, I guess he won't mind me taking this because he doesn't have any fucking use for it. Okay.
Same ship, the good captain had already expired, leaving me to quietly grab his stuff before leaving. I'm really not sure why this major story change happened. Maybe Ubisoft got feedback that...
I wouldn't call it a major story plot or anything. So you just walk in there, grab some shit, leave. That's literally it.
there was too much talking in the early part of their cannonball-focused pirate game, or perhaps they just cut this part out of this beta since participants were only allotted 6 hours of playtime. But it wasn't the only big one I noticed. There were also a few significant dialogue changes, and one of my main crewmates had been replaced by a new character altogether. It's pretty surprising that after all these years of development, they're still making significant story changes in the
Is he talking about the chick? Like he's a bit upset that they changed. When the fuck I'm a bit confused.
replaced by a new and one of my main crewmates had been replaced by a new character altogether. It's
What? Like these dudes are just generic crewmates. This is your first mate who, like in the new fucking thing that's like, oh, she teaches you how to sail and shit. Where it's like, nah, she's just basically your first mate. She got shipwrecked along with you, and she's just along for the ride. Now she's your first mate or quartermaster, basically. So I don't get where it's like, oh, should they? One of my main crew members has been replaced. I'd say good, cause she's kind of fun to actually be around. Well, at least for me. Like, you might have different tastes and shit in characters, but you know, instead of being annoying, the character is actually written and like performed pretty well. It's a character you want to listen to, basically. That's what your first mate is supposed to be. Like basically an advisor. You have to like listen to them, and not really. You don't have to listen to them, but you get what I mean. They're performed well. They're written well, and it's a character you want to listen to. Instead of just being like, oh, you know, I don't really care and shit. Ugh, fucking annoying ass character. No, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a pretty cool character.
It's pretty surprising that after all these years of development, they're still making significant story changes in the 4 months since the last beta. But then again, I suppose that's what betas are for.
Take my hand! You're not dying today!
Here's hoping that's not a sign that the script's going through too many last-minute rewrites this close to launch. For more, check out our previews of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown and Tekken 8. And for everything else, keep dropping Anchor with IGN.
Yeah, that was my little thing on it. Oh look, we got another dude. It's just, oh, it's boring because fucking what you want. You know, I think that, yeah, I might as well react to this. Fuck off ads. No one cares. That's what I do, because YouTube got rid of ad blockers, so fuck them.
A lot of you may know Skull and Bones as the game that started development shortly after the release and immediate success of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And it's the game that has been delayed time and time again, originally supposed to come out in 2018. I think it's been delayed around 6 to 7 times now, but finally it has a release date for February 16th, 2024. I would think this time it will actually come out on that date and not get delayed again, since that's less than 2 months away, but honestly it's impossible to know with this game clearly. But pretty much everything we've heard and seen with this game's development has been an utter nightmare. I think this game has become a massive headache for Ubisoft, and at this point they're just trying to get it out the door and still make something out of it. So recently they've been holding some closed betas for Skull and Bones, and I was able to get into the second one that just ended.
Yeah, okay, so as I said before, you play against the other dude and you're supposed to lose. This is what I mean. So, okay, I guess the other guy was one I was talking about. Oh, this is a brigantine shit. Okay, yeah, I wasn't really paying attention, like, fully, and, it has been a while, and I was just, I fucked up a bit. But yeah, this is literally the first mission.
And played the game for around 6 hours or so, and I definitely have some thoughts. Now, I want.
What is the thoughts? Like, I'm wondering. I'm just sitting there wondering. What is the thoughts? Are you biased because like you didn't get your fucking precious, Black Flag, like copy pasted game? I'm fine. I loved Skull and Bones. I said this like earlier in the video. I loved it. You know, I loved the concept of, you know, the Black Flag inspiration. But I'm fine with what they gave us and shit. And then we get people who are like, I played Skull and Bones and I played the beta and I have some thoughts. You know it's going to be like biased bullshit where people just don't want to fucking hear it, where it's just like, Bro, we don't fucking care anymore. They're giving us the fucking game. Finally, at least be happy with that. We don't need to hear your fucking whiny shit. You wanna whine like that? Go back to fucking 2018.
I want to make it clear, my expectations were already very low for this game, just knowing all the issues it's had in development, and that people who previously worked on the game have come out and said that years into development, they still weren't exactly sure what kind of a game they wanted it to be. It's just major red flags all around. Years into development, the team was still trying to answer basic questions like, do you play as the ship or a pirate in this game? So with all that in mind, I wasn't expecting a lot out of this game, but I thought it would hopefully at least have some of that fun naval combat that started in Black Flag, and could at least create another pirate experience a lot of people have been craving for. But after playing
Well, the game is still good, to be honest.
the game, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, I am thoroughly unimpressed with what Skull and Bones is, and
I wonder why. Is it probably because he's biased for Black Flag? I mean, yeah, I was biased until I played the fucking beta, and I'm just like, you know what? I do wish we had the Black Flag type game, but I am fine with this. This is good. And now anytime, like, you go from, if you're that type of person where you have a bias, and then your opinion changes, and then you immediately hear other people where it's like, oh, well, I don't like this game because blah, 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 the same bias you had, and then you just go, bro, what? Of course you are, like, the type of person that stay strongly gripped onto that bias. I mean, I'm not saying he has a bias for the Black Flag version, but I feel like that is what is going to happen. I mean, I'm going to play the video, so we're going to hear it anyway.
And let me just start by saying, I've played Sea of Thieves, a game I feel Skull and Bones is in a similar style of, but I don't.
How is it a similar style? What? Because it has fucking, like, the naval combat is nothing like Sea of Thieves. I have played both Sea of Thieves and Skull and Bones, and I can tell you 100% that the naval combat is nothing like Sea of Thieves. What? Is it because, like, the fucking cannibals have gravity and you need to aim, like, instead of just aiming straight at someone and your cannon just shoots straight like a Call of Duty game, you have to aim up a bit and, like, you know, predict where the fuck they're going to go? Like, oh, let's see, another game I played, World of Warships Legends. Or World of Warships, because I played both versions. Steam and Xbox. And, you know, that's taking realism into account, and that's obviously what they wanted to do. I mean, what do you mean? Is it like, oh, adding realism to the naval combat? The fact that it's an online game? The fact that it's a pirate game? Like, what the fuck do you mean it's similar to Sea of Thieves? Like, seriously, what does this mean?
Thieves, a game I feel Skull and Bones is in a similar style of, but
In a similar style? How? How is it similar? How is it fucking similar? Like, I need to ask this dude. Like, MasterAssassin, how the fuck is it similar? Because I guarantee you're just saying shit and being like, oh yeah, see, well, I said this, so it makes sense. Like, yeah, probably in your fucking head, but not to everyone else. People are going to be like, what the fuck does he mean similar style? It looks nothing alike. It doesn't play alike. You can't just leave your fucking post in the middle of battle and shit to go run over to the cannons and shit. Like, basically, okay, in Sea of Thieves, you play as a character. In Skull and Bones, you play as the ship. Like, that is not similar at all.
I don't think there's a single thing Skull and Bones does that Sea of Thieves doesn't do better.
Like what?
I can't believe a full decade went into this game. It feels outdated.
Yeah, see, I fucking hate it when people do this, when they say dumb shit and do not follow it up. Like, what do you mean that, oh, Skull and Bones did what Sea of Thieves has done, but Sea of Thieves did it better? Like, what? Fucking tell us, bro. What did Skull and Bones do better? Because so I can tell you with fucking 100%, the naval combat literally fucking shits on Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves naval combat is just fucking infuriating. Skull and Bones is actually fucking better. Let's see. The sailing is basically better than fucking Sea of Thieves. Because as I said, Sea of Thieves, you play as a character. You have to leave the fucking helm of the ship, or the wheel. Go over, like, change the sails and shit. Adjust it to the wind. It's like, Skull and Bones adjusts your shit to the wind. Let's see. What game did that before? Black Flag. In Black Flag, if you are going against the wind, your ship will be slow. If you're going with the wind, your ship will be fast. Skull and Bones does that exact same fucking thing, bro. Sea of Thieves did not fucking do that better. It literally, this is what I mean. Like, you can take the same fucking mechanic and put it in two different games, and the whole thing is they do the same shit, but yet you have people like this going, well, this one did it better. How? How is doing one game doing the same thing as another better than that? Like, it makes no fucking sense. And this dude just doesn't follow it up with shit.
Things Skull and Bones does that Sea of Thieves doesn't do better. I can't believe a full decade went into this game. It feels outdated, incomplete, and generic.
I wonder fucking why, bro. Probably because it's still in the beta stage. Maybe, the extra fucking months that these guys are going to fucking do for Skull and Bones, they're actually going to put in more shit and make it feel more of a game. You literally cannot fucking say that they put in a decade and I played the beta version, not the final version, the beta version, and it doesn't feel complete. No fucking shit. Of course I felt the same way, there are some things that are lacking in this. But that is literally just because this is a beta. It's not the full thing. Pretty sure the full thing will feel different. Like, god damn, bro. Fucking... I'm pretty sure this dude just made this fucking video just to complain about something and gain fucking views. Like, look at this. 20k views, 3.6k likes, fucking... It's just dumb shit. Oh, I'm complaining about a game. Oh, I'm giving dumb fucking points. Like... Bro, I'm honest with shit. I prefer to stick to unbiased shit. When it comes to stuff like, Sea of Thieves, Skull and Bones, Halo stuff. Like, etc. Like, if I fucking feel, a way about a game, I will express that. I won't just be like, oh, well, I'm biased to this other game, so this game, dog shit. Like, no. I hated Sea of Thieves. Not Sea of Thieves, Skull and Bones. I hated that game. I hated the way it was. And then I played the beta, and it's a lot different from what Ubisoft gave us, and I was happy. I actually enjoyed myself and had fun. Is that not the whole point of games now? You can't just have fun in the games, you gotta be sweaty fucking pros and shit now? Because if that's the thing, then yeah, the gaming industry deserves to die with how many fucking sweaty nerds out there who try and be pro players. No one can enjoy a game casually anymore.
Feels like a step down from Black Flag in multiple ways. First of all, who wanted a pirate game where you can only do naval combat? I don't think the naval combat in this game is bad. It's fun, like it was in Black Flag, but it's the only form of combat in the game, and it gets boring. I like naval combat as much as the next guy, but what made Black Flag so fun was you could live out the pirate fantasy. Boarding ships, engaging in melee combat, exploring islands, and looking for treasure. Do you want to see what boarding a ship looks like in Skull and Bones?
Create a
fucking ads. Of course you'd stick a fucking ad right there, bro.
That's right, a quick few second cutscene that just repeats itself. There's no melee combat, which I figured, of course, from
Okay. Let me ask you this, Master Assassin. So, would you rather a quick, simple cutscene where you can instantly take everything that you got from that other ship? Or do you want to have your ship stay in the same fucking spot while you go across and board another ship, kill all the crew and shit? I'm pretty sure you're going to say, well, duh, like, I want to go across and kill all the crew and shit and, you know, like, board like an actual pirate. Well, here's the thing with that bias bullshit. You are playing an online game. There are many other players who would take that time to expose and exploit your fucking vulnerability. And you can't just be like, well, I mean, you could probably, like, make your ships invulnerable, like, Ubisoft could probably do that. No. The whole point is, like, fucking naval combat. So, of course, Ubisoft would not put in, you know, oh, these two ships over here that are boarded and are now fighting, they're now invulnerable to everyone else. Like, to be honest, from a gameplay standpoint and what they're going for, would be fucking stupid. So, of course, they would rather put in a fucking quick second, like, few seconds of a fucking cutscene so you can quickly get out and fucking leave. Otherwise, you would be taking fucking 10 minutes out of your time just to fucking kill everyone on the other ship. Meanwhile, your ship is vulnerable to everything else in the fucking game. So your ship could literally get attacked and sunk while you're boarding the other ship. That is probably why they fucking put a few second cutscene. Sure, it's shit, but this is not a fucking single player game. You wanna know why it works for Black Flag? Because it's a single player game. You do not have other threats. Like, the NPCs in Black Flag, as soon as you board another ship, the NPCs stop what they're doing and will only come after you again or attack you as soon as you have got back on your ship to sail away. This is, like, Skull and Bones is an online fucking game. You're not going to have that in an online game. A single player game, sure. Not a fucking online mass multiplayer game. It's just not going to happen. There is no way to actually execute that properly. I don't get why fucking people think, oh, we need boarding in an online game. No. It's fucking dumb. I just hate when people just don't actually think of it logically and just go with their stupid biased opinions that don't make sense. Like, it's dumb. I heard, like, a lot of people in the comments will be like, yeah, actually, now that you put it that way, like, boarding, like, not being able to board is now okay because, like, as you said, boarding in a single player game makes sense. Like, enemies don't do shit. Boarding in a fucking multiplayer game doesn't make sense because you would be vulnerable. Like, if you cannot see it that way, you're an idiot.
Watching the trailers, but how are you gonna make a pirate game without any melee or hand-to-hand combat? And a prime example of this game being outdated is the fade to blacks and loading screens. You can't freely roam the deck of your own ship. Every time you dock at an area, the game will just fade to black and you're teleported onto land. You can't freely get off your ship and run there yourself. Same for leaving, you just teleport back onto your ship when
all this bullshit of freely leaving and doing whatever the fuck also falls under the category of leaving your ship vulnerable. This is what Skull and Bones does. If you are carrying stuff and you get sunk, your cargo will literally float up to the top of the surface of the water and just stay there until you or someone else comes over and grabs it. This dude is literally asking for the ability to leave your ship vulnerable. Like, yes, I would like to walk around my ship and that. I would like to, you know, gaze upon it in all my fucking stupidity and be like, oh, wow, that's a big sail. Like, yeah, sure, I would love that. But, you know, I'm not doing it out in the fucking open water and out of a safe area or a safe zone where people can literally just fucking shoot my ship when I'm not doing anything. Pretty sure if you are near the fucking bow of the ship, like over here, by the time you even get back to the fucking helm or the wheel, your ship would be at half fucking health because literally another player could just fucking dome you with cannon fire. This falls under the fucking literal same argument of you're leaving yourself vulnerable just to gawk at stupid shit. It's a fucking multiplayer game. Of course they're not going to allow you to do certain shit. As I said before, if this was single player, sure, they would let you do that. But this is not single player. This is multiplayer. They're not going to allow you to have certain shit. Fucking leave it at that.
Whenever you set sail. It's incredibly immersion breaking, and not at all what I'd come to expect out of a modern game like this.
Really, it wasn't immersion breaking for me. I was just happy to fucking sail around a ship for like ages in a new fucking game.
Especially when you could do these things in Black Flag.
I wonder why. Probably because Black Flag is a single player game, not a fucking multiplayer game. I don't get how many times I need to say it.
Or even Assassin's Creed Odyssey for that matter.
Again, another single player game. You are literally comparing single player games to online multiplayer games. Like, goddamn, bro, under fucking stand. I mean, people could say, oh, but Sea of Thieves did that. Yes, but that is literally fucking Sea of Thieves' whole gimmick is that you're playing a character. Skull and Bones, you're more just playing a ship. Like, the whole thing is just grow your infamy and get bigger ships and better stuff. That's literally it. Like, I know people will probably be like, oh, well, Sea of Thieves, like, lets you does this. Sea of Thieves is more like a goofy fucking pirate game.
I just wanted to freely get on and off my ship, and you can't even do that. There was even a fade to black when I tried to get onto these random cannons in the open world. This does not feel like a 2024 game, and that's probably because it started development back in 2013. There's still the foundation of what could be a fun game here. Like I said, naval combat is pretty fun. There's quite a lot of progression and ships to unlock and craft. I think it's cool how you can toggle between first and third person on the ship, and it's of course multiplayer. You can play with friends or random people. I did play with a friend for a bit in this beta, but you can't even be on the same ship. If you do play with a group, you all control your own ships instead of being able to share one, which
What is so bad about that? Like, okay, Sea of Thieves might have that type of gimmick where you are playing on your own thing, but that whole fucking multiplayer game is literally you and your friends are like a part of one crew. Skull and Bones is literally has been advertised many times as in you want to play co-op, guess what? You're playing in a fucking fleet. Like, I'm more okay with playing in a fleet with friends because I know they have my fucking back and we won't just die because we're on one fucking ship against like another fucking pair of ships. Like, this dude is literally complaining about the dumbest fucking things ever. Like, in Skull and Bones, where it's more realism and shit, would you rather be on one fucking ship against another fucking ship? Or would you have another friend in another ship coming to your aid, and you were just gonna fucking beat the shit out of someone else? I would rather take, you and your friends in your own ships with your own crews, rather than Sea of Thieves style, where it's just, oh, you're on the same fucking ship, and it's basically just you two. It's so dumb.
I found disappointing. Skull and Bones has quite a bit of customization as well for both your ship and your captain, although the options are a lot more wacky and cartoonish than what I was hoping for.
Yes, and you think Sea of Thieves does shit like that better? Sea of Thieves, the most goofy fucking pirate game out there that actually does not take itself seriously. I mean, you can literally shoot yourself out of a fucking cannon and shit. And you think, oh, well, the realistic fucking thing is, like, goofy. It's like, have you ever seen a fucking pirate? Because I'm pretty sure you haven't.
One thing I thought some people would prefer about Skull and Bones over Sea of Thieves were the more realistic graphics. Sea of Thieves has this kind of cartoonish art style, and some people were excited to see a more realistic and grounded looking pirate game. And Skull and Bones is not that.
I hate to tell you, dude, but literally looking at all this, this is more realistic than fucking Sea of Thieves ever will be. As I said, Sea of Thieves is a goofy pirate game that does not take itself seriously. Sea of Thieves, you know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. Not Sea of Thieves, fuck. Skull and Bones has the same amount of fucking realism as Assassin's Creed Black Flag. It is literally the same fucking thing in terms of graphics. Like, this dude is literally just spouting dumb shit and just going, oh, well, you know, here's my stupid point. There you go. Like, okay, this looks realistic. You know, a ship turned into a fucking, like, I think, what's this? This is I can't remember what this dude is, but you can go up to this dude and buy other ships, like, craft other ships. Like, that is literally a ship being built in the background. All this is realistic because it's a wooden cabin. They have hung up fucking cannons like that. How is this not, like, realistic in terms of graphics and shit? Sure, it looks like a video game. But the fucking game you're also praising and sucking off, you know, aka Black Flag, is the same fucking thing, bro. Oh my god, I fucking hate this type of shit.
The cosmetics are very over the top and silly, similar to Sea of Thieves.
And who fucking cares? Pretty sure like, look at this shit. Compared to, like, this. Like, you know, fucking, like, admirals and shit back in those days, dude, had, like, more vibrant colors and shit. What, is vibrant colors not allowed? You have to be dark, fucking depressing and gloomy and shit to be a pirate? Not everyone was fucking Blackbeard in the fucking golden age of piracy, dumb shit. Fucking hell. Actually, you know, I'm pretty sure even Blackbeard back those days wore more vibrant colors. Like, have you not seen any fucking pirate documentaries or anything? Have you even researched anything pirate related? Like, oh my god, bro, you're just complaining about dumb shit.
Silly, similar to Sea of Thieves, and the graphics, while they're fine I suppose, don't look particularly realistic either.
I wonder why, probably because it's a fucking video game.
It's a lot less grounded than what I was hoping for, and of course there's gonna be plenty of microtransactions to sell these crazy skins. There's another classic pillar of recent Ubisoft games with levels, and plenty of level-gated missions. Harvesting materials consists of sailing your ship up to the coast, and then doing this mini-game, which feels very lame.
Yeah, sure. And it still falls under the point of leaving your ship vulnerable. Let's see. Okay, you guys in the comments that have played Sea of Thieves, tell me how many times you guys have remembered getting off your ship to go gather resources and chests and shit, and turn around to come back to see your ship getting bombarded by another fucking crew. 'Cause it's happened to me a lot of fucking times. I try and, like, sail around to a certain spot of the island, so, like, the ship that won't be seen in that from heaps of players. But even then, it will still get spotted, and people will come over and be like, oh, you know, oh, the ship here, and crew's probably on the island, so let's fucking blow up their ship. Like, it falls under the category of you're leaving your ship vulnerable.
The story, through what I played, felt incredibly generic and uninspired. There's tons of talking and dialogue that just isn't all that interesting. The voice acting feels subpar. And again, like a lot of recent Ubisoft games, the facial and character animation during cutscenes looks robotic and outdated.
Bro, you played a fucking beta. Like, if this is, like, if you can say, oh, but this might be in the main game, though. Okay, but still, okay. Let me ask you, are you playing a game for fun, or are you playing a game to look at every single integral detail just to bitch about said game. Because, frankly, I'm on the side of, I buy a game, I play a game for fun. Like, I'm not over here looking at every single intricate detail. I did not, like, sure, I saw these, like, motherfuckers would just stare at me, like, dead-eyed stare at me, fucking, like, robots over here, fucking Skynet-looking bitches. But I didn't give a shit. I'm just like, okay, cool, okay, how do I get a ship, bro? Like, I want to get a ship. I want to get the biggest ship ever. What do you got? Like, that's literally, that was all the only thing on my mind at that moment.
You do get dialogue choices in some of the cutscenes. I'm not sure what exactly those choices affect, if anything. Like I said, the playtime was limited to 6 hours, but the plot for me was very forgettable and
This dude literally fucking talked about how the characters have no facial expressions. This motherfucker, like, right over here, is just, like, being goofy and shit. Like, look at this face, like, look at him.
but the plot for me was very forgettable and uninteresting.
Oh yes, no facial expression. I wonder why he didn't look like a robot.
The characters feel like your typical goofy and quirky Ubisoft characters that speak like the most stereotypical pirates imaginable.
And Black Flag didn't do that?
Disappointed that 10 years was spent on this game when we could have gotten a Black Flag sequel or a single-player narrative-driven pirate game.
A sequel to Black Flag? Fucking how? Like, you know, a sequel is a continuation of a story, right? It's to continue a story. That's what a sequel is. You know, fucking Edward died when he went back to London. Like, I don't care for spoilers. Like, the book has already been out. Fucking this shit's been out. I found this out in fucking Syndicate when I played it. Like, okay, at the end of Black Flag, when you sail away with, like, Edward and his daughter, that's when he's going back to London. He remarries. He has a son and shit named Hatham, who will later become a Templar and shit when he's adulthood and that. Edward fucking dies in London. Like, he gets stabbed in the chest and dies in his own house. And you think, oh, we should have gotten a sequel. And a sequel is a continuation of the story. Like, god damn, this dude is just dumb.
In fact, I thought one of the biggest appeals of this game would be that it would fully lean into the pirate fantasy. Because
it fucking does. Like, I hate to tell you, but sure, like, yeah, there is pirate shit in fucking Black Flag, but it is still an Assassin's Creed game.
while Black Flag is still a great pirate game, it's also an Assassin's Creed game.
Literally what I fucking said. Like, oh my god.
So having an open world single player game that fully leans into the pirate theme, where you create your own pirate and rise in infamy, could have been really cool. Instead, we get Skull and Bones, which feels like it's missing so much of what actually makes being a pirate in a video game fun. This game comes out in under 2 months, and I don't think I'll be playing it on launch. I can
Cool, because I wouldn't want to meet you on this game.
see how some people can have fun with it, but it's definitely not for me.
Okay, I mean, you had to fucking say that. Why did you make this video? Like, your whole fucking thing is just, here's me bitching about this for about 7 minutes, 12 seconds, and getting up to the part where it's like, okay, you know, people can have fun with this, but it's just not for me. Okay, like, why the fuck are you just making this entire fucking video complaining about everything else then?
Which is a real shame, because I love Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
That's fucking obvious.
And this was supposed to be a game that capitalized and improved on the foundation it built. But instead, it stripped out like 90% of what made Black Flag special and
Really, because I can think of some things in Black Flag that absolutely fucking infuriate me. That Skull and Bones doesn't. Like, if I made a video on Black Flag, like, I would go over most of the bad shit first, and then go to the good bit. There are some things in Black Flag that do not hold up and just fucking infuriate me.
Only kept the naval combat. At least we're getting a Black Flag remake sometime in the distant future, so hopefully that can fulfill the pirate itch that Skull and Bones failed to scratch for me. Playing this game...
Okay, bro. You say sometime in the distant future, which I don't see a Black Flag remake happening. I seriously do not see a Black Flag remake happening.
actually just makes me want to go back to Sea of Thieves. Maybe I'll make another video on that game sometime. But let me know what your current stance is with Skull and Bones in the comments. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you left a like and considered subscribing to the channel if you're new.
Okay, bro, you've done nothing but, like, you want to hear my stance? This game is fucking fun, and I would recommend people play it for fun. Yeah, don't try and take it seriously and shit. Of course, it's not going to be a full, like, in-depth fucking wannabe Black Flag game and shit. Like, it's dumb fun. But for people to just come in and just be like, oh, well, it doesn't have this, like, this dude for 8 minutes, well, actually, almost 8 minutes, just complains that it's not, it complains and compares it to Sea of Thieves and Black Flag. Like, the only issues he has with it is that it doesn't have what Sea of Thieves and Black Flag has. And it's just fucking dumb. It's like, no, of course not. This thing is trying to be its own game now. Like, stop comparing it to other games when it's trying to be its own thing again. Like, fucking hell. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this, yeah, fucking my whole thoughts on these two videos, like, one, I was just like, the first one, I was just like, okay, cool, whatevs. But in this one, it's just like, oh, complain, comparison. And it's just, like, that type of shit just fucking annoys me. But if you enjoyed this video, awesome for you and shit. So, I'm just gonna, yeah.